So I'm privileged to be in conversation with Robbie Naidu. Got a long history of knowing about Indian sports history. You discuss many people. I now want to turn to Jagu Governor, Stenger boy. I grew up with a family who knew him, spoke a lot about him, and his main sport was cricket, right?
Yes, cricket and football, yeah.
So just tell us a bit about Jagu. Let's get his history, because I grew up with my neighbors always going to him, and Jagu was a name at the time.
Well, let me tell you that if all things were equal, I have no doubt that Jagu Governor would have played for the South African cricket team. Dilshan, that the Sri Lankan player, Dilshan, the batsman, he hit the ball like Dilshan. Fantastic batsman, top order batsman, hit centuries on our broken up bad wickets. Several, and he played. I think he played for Natal from about 1960, mid 60s to 1980. But a super that now.
So can I just ask you, Robin, if you play for Natal was what? Natal is inclusive of everybody, or an Indian or a coloured Natal?
Okay, Natal was Indian Africans colours, right? And because we weren't allowed to play with whites in those days.
Right.
So Jagu, it's an important fact that people should make note of this. There's a shot that Hansi Cronje played called the slog sweep, and he played it in, 20 years ago, right? Jagu in the 70s and 80s was playing that shot. In fact, not only was he playing that shot, when there's pictures and adverts with Jagu, it will be that shot where he was on his knee playing that shot. So he was so talented. And he was also a spin bowler. So he excelled as a spin bowler, and he excelled as a batsman, and he was also a goalkeeper, and as a result, he was a magnificent slip fielder. So you take Jagu Governor and his brothers, Mahalingam, who was also known as Child, and Gopal. So Mahalingam was a quick bowler, was Natal opening bowler, and a slinger, very fast, slinging action. And Gopal was a very good medium pace bowler, but Jagu had it everything. Also, Jagu played goalkeeper for Maritzburg United, so he's a professional footballer and a provincial cricketer, which is something rare, to have those types of qualities. So I have no doubt in my mind that that Jagu would have played for South Africa had all things been equal.
But clearly, the roof was playing to Natal, and
yes.
That's the roof. You get there, and South African colours not in your scope. You're not going to get there.
Yeah, well, in the old days, blacks weren't allowed to put a Springbok colour. Springbok was banned for black people, so it was against the law for blacks to have a Springbok emblem.
So Jagu, in our modern days, or when we were growing up, would be the likes of the Hansi Cronjes, the Sean Pollocks. Those are the heroes. We grew up. In our time, we would have seen Jagu in the South African team playing.
I have no doubt. The Hashim Amla is a successor of all these great players. The Jagus, the Yaqub Umars. Yaqub Umar was a great all-rounder, also the Babu Ibrahims. So a whole range of players that came from South Africa and from KZN of colour.
So from Jagu, we'll move on we get Moen.
Yes.
Moen Governor is his son.
So Moen Governor, also a supreme athlete, soccer, cricket, and a cricketer. He was an all-rounder. He was top order batsman and medium pace bowler, and he was a goalkeeper, and he kept goals. For Stang United originally, and I think he played for Crusaders as a pro eventually. Manning Rangers.
So Jagu's offspring there.
Yes.
So he did both cricket,
got
same
the
like
genes.
Gents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Moen went on to become also
and then he became a sports journalist, and became the sports editor at Post, and then he was a sports editor at the Mercury before going to Australia, where he also worked as a high-ranking journalist for a news agency.
So, in closing the segment, I think the Governor family of Stenger have deep roots in sports, football, and they
Absolutely.
really became a family which I don't think we haven't given them as much credit as they should have.
Well, if you add Chin Governor, who was
Tap's Makatini is a
manager.
Yeah.
You got it's a fantastic story also. I mean, as much as Papa is the rags to riches story, this is also a family came from a small little town in the middle of nowhere and did all these things. So it's quite spectacular.
Tell her what you must, tell her what you crave, but don't tell her flop, don't tell her with the masala.